Okay, so when you think about someone getting truly, seriously wealthy, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Some tech genius in a garage, right? Or a flashy new app that just blows up overnight? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a secret that the wealthy almost never talk about.
All right, let's just get right into it. Over on the left, you've got the myth. You know the stuff. High-flying tech startups, crypto billionaires, fancy luxury brands. This is what gets all the attention, all the headlines. But the reality of how most wealth is built, well, that's a whole different story. And it's probably not what you're thinking.
Because the quiet truth, the real engine of wealth building, yeah, it's something they just don't really broadcast. It's not what you think at all.
That's right. For most people, the real path to getting rich isn't about inventing the next big thing. It's actually built on businesses that are so ordinary, so everyday, that we barely even notice them.
I'm talking about things like laundromats,
Ice factories. Yup. Car washes.
Even something as, well, boring as toilet paper distribution.
And, those vending machine routes that just quietly hum along in the background of our lives.
So here's the thing you've got to understand. These businesses, they don't trend on social media. They are not sexy. But you know what they do? Month after month, year after year, they just print cash.
So the big question is, why? Why do these super dull-sounding businesses work so darn well? Well, it all boils down to one simple, incredibly powerful idea I call the golden rule.
And this is it. This is the core idea you have to get. These businesses are built on timeless, basic human needs. They serve a demand that, when you really stop and think about it, is never, ever going away.
I mean, think about it. It doesn't matter what the economy is doing, right? Boom, bust, whatever. People still need to wash their clothes. They still need clean water. They need gas for their cars, a place to store their extra stuff, and they definitely need their garbage picked up. These needs are constant.
And this right here, this shows a massive difference in mindset. See, while most people are out there chasing the next big, exciting, hyped-up thing, the wealthy are quietly focusing on consistency and predictability. They're not looking for a lottery ticket, they're building a machine.
And that brings us to the actual strategy, which is really a tale of two different mindsets. The people who chase cash flow versus the people who chase hype.
Let's just use the car wash again to see why it's so brilliant. I mean, rain or shine, cars are always getting dirty. The machines do almost all the work for you. Customers pay you on the spot. There's basically zero emotional drama, and your biggest competitor is literally the weather. It is the absolute definition of a predictable, cash-flowing machine.
Now look, one car wash might not seem like a big deal, but this is where the magic really happens. You figure out the system, and then you scale it. One boring business becomes absolutely brilliant when you own 10 of them, all spitting out that reliable cash flow.
And this table, man, this kind of says it all, doesn't it? The poor are often chasing entertainment. The middle class is taught to chase a career, trade your time for a salary. But the rich, they're playing a completely different game. They chase assets that generate cash flow. That is the fundamental difference.
And these people, these quiet cash flow kings, they're everywhere, hiding in plain sight. It's the local bakery that supplies all the bread to the hotels. It's the person who owns the town's garbage trucks. It's the operator of a few hundred vending machines, or the person who bought a parking lot 20 years ago and now just collects money while they sleep. They're not looking for fame, they're just looking for quiet profit.
So what does all this mean for you? Well, it's about adopting a brand new way of thinking. It's about training your eyes to see these incredible, profitable opportunities that almost everyone else just walks right past because they seem too boring.
Here's the simple 3-step framework. Number 1, stop underestimating boring ideas. Number 2, stop dismissing something just because it seems too simple to actually work. And number 3, actively go out and look for that business that everyone needs but absolutely no one is talking about.
And this is something you gotta remember. Sometimes the quietest idea is the one that ends up making the most noise in your bank account. Look, the big takeaway here is that you don't have to be some kind of genius or a wild innovator. True, dependable wealth is often just about finding that sweet spot, a business with very few people competing with you and the most reliable demand you can possibly find.
These businesses, they aren't in some far-off, impossible world. They're hiding right in front of you, probably in your own neighborhood. That's where real wealth is quietly being built every single day.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Now that you're looking through this new lens, what boring, overlooked, and potentially brilliant opportunity is hiding right there in your town?